Okay, you can go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Steve's here from Prosper Nutrition, board certified clinical nutritionist, board certified naturopath. I'm with my co-host, Jason.
Hello, everyone.
Appreciate you being here, Jason. We've got so much to talk about today. We're kind of finishing off the month for detox, and we want to get into some details and still offer that detox special. And then we're going to segue into next month and heart health and introduce that new heart health bundle. A lot of exciting things that are coming up. You know, it's frustrating to feel like you've tried everything to reach your health goals, but nothing's actually helping. With personalized, evidence-based supplements and results-focused professional guidance from Prosper Nutrition, you can have a simplified way to optimize your health. So we're going to talk about simplified ways. This all ties in together. You know, the number one killer in the United States is heart disease, but detoxification and the heart health bundle is all linked to what the body needs to help prevent cardiovascular disease. And there's so many other things that we're going to talk about to maintain a healthy heart so that we can break the curse of these people dying of heart disease, so many generations, so many families.
Yeah.
So how does detox affect that? You know, I thought we ought to talk about our liver and gallbladder flush a little bit.
Yeah,
I know you did that recently.
I just did it recently. It's pretty amazing.
I thought we would offer it. So I know you can send that off as a PDF for those of you that are watching. The liver gallbladder flush has been around since the Israelites tried to leave Egypt, and they went to the bitter waters at Marah. Well, in a book called Away in the Wilderness by Jamie Buckingham in chapter 10 mentions this water is rich in magnesium salt, like Epsom salt. So when we do this flush, we use Epsom salt throughout the day, and we use some olive oil, and we use some citrus juices in certain amounts, and it breaks things loose. Did you experience a large amount of stones?
Oh yeah, a lot of green, like they're like very sharp green, like they're deep green.
Yeah, that's the color of bile.
Yeah,
rich green. So we need bile, but just to remove a gallbladder, we still have to produce bile, and bile will still be produced. But when a gallbladder gets toxic, you've got toxic issues you really want to deal with, because this toxicity or this sludge buildup, envision it building back up into your bloodstream and plaquing arteries and plaquing up the kidneys. And we just don't want that. So we have offered this liver and gallbladder flush in conjunction with our detox bundle for quite some time, many years. We've got multiple pictures that people have sent us of gallstones in their toilet, and then the sizes of the stones, quite remarkable. And we've never had a, quote, catastrophe happen. There's people talk about catastrophes. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You could have a stone lodge. No, it's breaking stones loose. They're already lodged. So it's going to release that material and flush them out. If it doesn't, and you don't see the green material, you'll see on the instructions, you just repeat it again the next day until it finally blows things out of there, and it will get the job done. So when bile mixes, bile is a kind of a degreaser, kind of an emulsifier.
Yeah.
But it has two purposes. It flushes out the toxins that build up in our system, but it also helps emulsify your fatty acids. We've talked time and time again about how important fatty acids are in this form of fish oil, a high quality fish oil that's nitrogen protected, like our pure omega-3 is, and nothing else better on the market out there for reversing heart disease. Is one of the big factors that the JAMA studies have shown us. We're going to show that in next month's presentations. So let me take my notes here. I know we're moving down. We've got some news to talk about.
One of the things I'd like to mention real quick, Steve.
Yes, sir.
While we are an online store, a supplement store, prospernutrition.com, we also have clinical health professionals available to speak with you if you have questions. So you can get in touch with us at info@prospernutrition.com, and our clinical health professionals will get back with you if you have any questions regarding health issues and supplements and nutrition. These things we want to make sure you know that we're able to address. We've been working in this field for a long time.
That's why we're blessed to be able to do this, give back to the community. We don't want to forget to mention about our online 7
Right.
or the free health assessment, and then the 7 proven steps
Right.
that you can get and download that booklet. It's full of God's word, and it ties it into the science and how you can walk in this promise of health.
Yeah. It's our goal to help you navigate the multiple health choices out there that some of them will lead you into, they're really just based on increasing sales and market, but not necessarily increasing your health. And so that's what we want to help you navigate. And it's hard to sometimes. So we're here for you.
On the topic of gallbladder, this was one of the questions we hear in the clinic a lot. They've been told that their gallbladder is congested. The doctor wants to take it out. I had one lady who was in the surgical prep at the hospital and called me. She had remembered that she had her gallbladder flushed out before we had done it, when she was on certain meds that were making her liver and gallbladder toxic. And so she calls me when she's got the hospital gown on. And she literally takes the gown and grabs her clothes and walks out of the hospital to come over to the office. We cleanse out her gallbladder. She still got that gallbladder some 20 years later. Yeah. And that's great. Quite an interesting story. But 300,000 gallbladder surgeries are performed annually. They call them cholecystectomies. The costs vary from $4,500 to $10,000 in Texas to $6,000 to $14,000 in California. Now, really, in my opinion, this is all wasted money when gallbladders can be cleaned, when this stuff can be reversed. So we are bankrupting ourselves with our foolishness, and we can really make a difference here. 300,000 surgeries a year removing gallbladders. So it does have a purpose. It does have a function. We want to keep that organ in there so it can hold up some of the waste material. Speaking of the waste material, so I started to get connected with Dr. Jaffe's got it in his Thriving in the 21st Century, which we're going to mention that book in a minute more in detail, but also from a chiropractor friend out of Bryan College Station. And the EWG, which is the Environmental Working Group. So can we share that? Let's pull that up.
Yeah, it's
share screen.
Yeah, here, I'll take care of it. All right. And is this the link here?
So here's one of the articles. So everybody knows who Mark Ruffalo is. He's making statements before these committees trying to get 3M to stop poisoning us with PFOAs, polyfluoroalkyl substances, highly toxic, highly carcinogenic. They're in plastics, they're in Teflon coated pans. So that get connected with this group. This is EWG.org. Support them in their efforts, what they're doing to help on the grassroots level to get this toxic material out of our cookware, out of our environment in this country, because this stuff's illegal in most countries in Europe. What we're doing over here is just really harmful, and it's evil, really, because of the desire for only profit. All right. There's a book I've been reading in a number of books. I like the one, The Vitamin Pioneers, and one I started reading by Dr. Carl Pfeiffer. This was recommended by Dr. Jaffe. It's called Nutrition and Mental Illness, an Orthomolecular Approach to Balancing Body Chemistry. Balancing body chemistry doesn't happen with synthetic medications. It can, but it happens with the natural substances that God put in the earth. And so here is a book written so many years ago, and his wisdom is just what we hunger after. And these were some of the pioneers that set the foundation of the truths that we're sharing with you. He said, since most diseases are known to be the results of wrong balance of essential nutrients in the body, adjusting the diet, eliminating junk foods and toxic substances, and ingesting large doses of essential vitamins and minerals, trace elements, amino acids, polyunsaturated fatty acids, or essential fatty acids can correct and do correct the chemical imbalances of disease. That's what we're here, folks. That's Prosper Nutrition. to fulfill that promise of God that he said, I'll put none of the diseases upon you that I put upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. But it is our responsibility. In fact, if you read that in Exodus 15, verse 26, the first part of the chapter
That's a good one.
is the word if. If you, he's saying to us,
Right.
if you will do what I ask you to do, basically, then no disease will come near your dwelling. So what is it God's asking us to do? Let's talk about more. The Trinity Diet is a good source, our book that we wrote some 12 years ago. But here, Dr. Pfeiffer says also the term megavitamin therapy was first coined in 1952 by psychiatrists who were working on reversing schizophrenia, treating people that had been on LSD and amphetamine addiction, psychosis. It has become the pillar of orthomolecular medicine that identifies the biological interactions of food, water, air, and light for the importance of good health and the prevention of illness. So it's the simple things. Here in God's word, he expounds on that. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 20, he says, where does this leave the philosophers, the world's scholars, and the world's brilliant debaters? God has made the wisdom of this world look foolish. Since God in his wisdom saw to it that the world would never know him through human wisdom, he has used our foolish preaching to save those who believe. It is foolish to the Jews who ask for a sign from heaven, and it's foolish to the Greeks who seek human wisdom. So when we preach Christ was crucified, the Jews are offended, and the Gentiles say it's all nonsense. But to those that are called by God to salvation, both Jews and Gentiles, Christ is the power of God and the wisdom of God. This foolish plan of God is wiser than the wisest of all human plans, and God's weakness is stronger than the greatest of human strength. And there's more. I encourage you to get into that whole passage and meditate on it. 1 Corinthians chapter 20 and verses, or 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 20 through 26.
That's great.
So last news item, I want to talk about Dr. Jaffe's book.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can bring up a picture of that. Thriving in the 21st Century. Folks, you know, Dr. Jaffe is a brilliant biochemist, medical doctor, PhD, immunologist, clinical nutritionist like myself. He was actually one of the founders of our IAACN back in 1990. Just really, we owe so much to him for his steps out of the box, thinking out of the box,
Mm-hmm.
and really going a big direction. So he's done an amazing job on this book. There's so much in here that's rich, that's helpful. Let's talk about the section here on the appendix in the back, appendix number 2, where he lists some of the things. I'm not going to give them to you. You got to go get the book. He lists the 21st century makeovers. How can I make over my house, my kitchen, the food, the cookware, the small appliances, utensils, even knives, what they're made of. Bedroom makeover that has to do with electromagnetics and protecting yourself with that, and the direction that your head is facing, all kinds of information he's provided. Restorative sleep renews you. He gives you more information on that. Bathroom and personal care makeover list, that's extensive. There's a lot in there. Work, school, living space makeover, water quality checklist,
Mm-hmm.
indoor air quality checklist. We just had our quality water guys out today, servicing our neutralizer and our well purifier. Trustworthy brands of natural cleansers are in there. Beauty and skincare companies, it's worth it, folks, to save what's happening to your skin. It's remarkable what you can do. I have somebody in recently this week. She was having itching skin, and we knew there were a little lack on the fatty acids. She wasn't quite taking enough omega fats. We were talking about showering in the water of the city system, where there's a minimum of 42 unregulated chemicals that are highly toxic to our skin and that absorb through our skin. Our skin will let the junk in and we become toxic by it.
Yeah, it's the biggest organ of our body, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And most people don't realize, I think, that not only does it protect us, but it actually absorbs. And that's one of the things they forget, is it It's made to absorb things.
Yeah.
So
That's why in Dr. Jaffe's book, he gives you the salt and soda bath information,
mhm,
how the salt alkalizes the water or the soda alkalizes the water so that the magnesium salts can literally absorb into your muscles
Mm.
to nourish the muscle. And literally, I can do a hard workout, which you have been famous for putting me through many times, and be so sore. Get in that and soak,
Right.
and it really takes a lot of the tightness and the pressure and the stress.
Yeah.
And then literally wake up the next morning and no muscle stiffness, no
Right.
muscle
It's
pain.
pretty amazing. It's good
So
stuff.
take advantage of that thriving in
Now-
the 21st century. Dr. Russell Jaffe,
Yes.
our dear
Our
mentor. I
mentor.
love him. So let's talk about what's coming up.
Yeah.
This guy is both of our clients. You train him.
Next week,
Yeah,
we're going to
I
have a special guest
work with him.
on the show.
We've known him 25 years.
Yeah.
I think his dad died in his 40s
Mhm,
of heart disease.
mhm,
And when we first met, he was in his 40s
mhm.
and he had high blood pressure. He's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? I'm concerned I'm going to end up like my dad.
Right. And then he also, wasn't he born, had some sort of condition that,
Yeah.
that was also a little bit more of a risk as
Right.
well.
Right. He had a birth defect, and
Yeah.
the birth defect then led to other lifestyle behaviors that added to the heart disease
Mhm,
and the stress.
mhm.
So we'll get into that. It'll be an interesting story because he's
Yeah.
a brilliant man of God.
Servant.
Servant leader.
Yeah.
He really is. So,
Yeah. If
but
you
he's
have,
going to be, he's going to be in his 64th birthday is coming up
right.
in
If-
May.
If you have any heart health concerns for yourself or family members, could be something as simple as blood pressure or those types of things. This next month of February, we're going to be diving in deep. So next week you want to visit. So the Prosper Nutrition Show is every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. That's 4 p.m. Eastern. And you want to, put it on your calendar. If you go to the our YouTube page and subscribe, and then you hit, there's this bell button and you hit that, that'll give you notifications whenever we go live. And so you guys will know when we go live. It'll help you, but definitely set it to a reminder on your phone or something if you want to get this information that we're giving out every Thursday to help you guys navigate this environment right now. There's so much health confusion, so much confusion about what to do about our health, and we want to help you navigate that. So that'll be a great testimony to hear from Steve. I'm looking forward to it.
It really will be. He's just gone through so much. So angina pain, he suffered from that. A lot of people think you can't overcome that. It's where the chest pain in the heart that leads to heart attack.
Blood
Show you
pressure.
how he managed it. High blood pressure,
Mm.
plaquing of the arteries, reversing that. Irregular heartbeat.
Mm.
We have keys to unlock that as well.
Mhm.
The heart will balance itself out. We'll talk about some of the connections to the detox
Mhm.
in the cardiovascular health or in the heart health bundle, but also to the nervous system.
Mhm.
There's a direct correlation how the nervous system's involved, and of course
Right.
your neuroendocrine system, your hormones as
Mhm.
well.
But
So-
detoxification, when you follow our detox bundle and that 30-day detox, it helps with the burden on the nervous system, doesn't
Exactly.
it? And
You don't have a buildup of the excess hormones.
Mhm.
You don't have a buildup of a lot of the metabolites that interfere with cardiovascular function. Detox is just a natural part of everyday living.
Right.
King David said in Psalm 51, as he was fasting during the time of difficulty,
Mhm.
he said, cleanse me with hyssop and I'll be made whiter than snow. So he used hyssop, which is an herb that helps cleanse the liver. And we have just so much more advanced knowledge of what we can do to therapeutically target. And good thing too, because there's such a toxic environment out there that we have to deal with. We need to support the detox pathways.
Right. And the reason, or one of the things that we've been doing this week is teaching about this month, been teaching about detoxification. And to transition us into this next month, we wanted to give you, those who are listening in today and tomorrow, If you're listening into the recording on Friday, the 24th, you will also be able to take part in this coupon that we're offering right now. We've posted it on the chat.
Friday the 27th.
Oh, yes, my mistake.
That's right.
It's the 20th. It's got confused about the year, the 23rd. All right. So what I mean is today and tomorrow, Thursday, the 26th, and Friday, the 27th, you'll have an opportunity to get 20% off our detox bundles. And if you use the coupon code detox today, 12623. So detox today, 12623, no spaces. We've posted in the chat. So use that coupon code to get a 20% discount. Help you reduce inflammation and burden on your body to help with heart health issues and other inflammatory conditions, as well as get you ready for, other aspects of what we're doing. We actually have a group. So if you get the bundle, you'll be able to get part in the 30-day detox group. It's a private group. I'm going to be starting my 30-day detox on February, I believe it's 5th. And so I'll be sharing as I'm going through the detox, the different things that I'm doing to stay on the detox. And that'll be in the group. And so we invite you to come along, take advantage of that discount. It's good for today and tomorrow, January 26th and January 27th. So
jump on board, folks.
Detox today, 12623. That's the date. That's what, no spaces. So take advantage of that. Hopefully you're able to get that. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, info@prospernutrition.com. Any health questions you have, if you have questions about the supplements, we'll be happy to help.
Thank y'all for watching. This is Steve Steves and Jason Steves from prospernutrition.com, where we desire to prosper and be in health. And we know God wants that for you. And that's why we're here. So I pray that for your family. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you next week. God bless.